Does it matter if errors he makes? Let others mend all the things Essex breaks. Our Lord has much to gain from the risks he takes. Commoners may pay, but nobles only can't learn from their mistakes.
Oh my, it's been a long time, Robert. I really want to see if things went well for him. If they aren't, I'm totally gone. I mean, at least with his letter of recommendation.
Good day, my lord, and well met. Indeed, methinks I have not seen your lordship since last year, afore you set off with Sir Walter Raleigh to capture those Spanish treasure ships.
Ah, yes. Doubtless you heard what became of that expedition. The town criers called it Raleigh and Essex's gold piracy fail, declaring it the biggest balls-up since the English Armada.
Aye, 'twas most ill-mannered of them, if I may remark.
The directions you gave me were entirely wrong, for we never came across the Spanish fleet. Indeed, we found ourselves becalmed in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. Raleigh blames me for it, and although I did explain to him that it was entirely your fault, as I had gotten the navigational coordinates from you, that seemed to bother him even more.
My lord, I am full sorry for any error I may have made in my calculations. Forsooth, I pray I may assist you better this day. What is it you would ask of the stars?
I would have you tell me how I might regain the favour of the Queen. Indeed, 'tis strange she has not yet gotten over her displeasure, for the incident did occur many months ago. And we had every intention of returning her warships, filled to the brim with gold, I might add. Besides, how in the devil's name were we supposed to know the King of Spain would choose that very same month to invade England? I have not the power to predict the future.
Well, nay, but I have, my lord, if you had asked me to.
Verily, 'tis not to be borne. Only last week, at a meeting of the Privy Council, during a minor disagreement regarding the Catholic rebellion in Ireland, she called me an impudent lord-splainer, whereupon she rose from her chair and molly-whopped me in the face. I half drew my sword upon her.
You mean the Queen?
Aye, indeed. Her behaviour was most shocking. I even asked the royal physician whether she may have lost her mind. She is, after all, most elderly. But Mr. Smith assures me she is in very fine health and is in full control of her faculties.
Her Majesty's behaviour is a mystery indeed, although mayhap it should not surprise us. A man's reason is oft insufficient to fathom the workings of the feminine mind, and, in such cases, he may have little choice but to call upon divine wisdom. To wit, let us see what the stars can tell us. What must Lord Devereux do to regain the Queen's favour?
Yeah, you pay for what you get, man. This narcissistic. I was almost with his letter of recommendation. Of course, my reading would be wrong. He wanted me to give coordinates. Crazy. He says he cannot predict the future, but nor he knows Dr. Foreman can't as well. So Robert may reverse his changing fortune by turning his working relationship with the Queen to a sexual one. That's not good. I mean, that ain't going to happen, right? That ain't going to work, I mean. Robert, I ain't saying Devereux, I don't know how to pronounce it. Robert's ambitions may be achieved if he's gentle. Robert should pretend to be in love with the Queen. That won't happen, right? That simply can't happen, right? Robert should not act in haste. He should make an intelligent suggestion to mount a military campaign in foreign country. Okay. Robert should assume a position of authority in keeping with his right as peer of the realm. Robert must show the Queen his loyal man to his duty. Yeah, that's an option. Falling in love with the Queen is crazy. That would be a fun option. Will I sacrifice? my points, which are pretty high. Just for the memes. That's really tempting. That's really Actually, I think I will not get a funny answer from him. He would probably say, "What? You're crazy," and something like this, and will not accept this reading. If he would accept it, it would be fun, but he won't. Let's just go with this. This is the safest option. I mean, it's clear that this one is the good one.
To regain the Queen's favour, you must demonstrate your fealty to her, your loyalty as a peer of the realm who sits on her privy council. To this end, the stars suggest you offer to lead a military campaign to put down this Catholic rebellion in Ireland. Your lordship is, after all, a great military leader. What better man for such a task than the hero of Cadiz?
Verily, 'tis no ill idea. 'Tis no ill idea at all. Yes, indeed, I shall offer to put down the Irish for her. Forsooth, how difficult could such a mission be? I shall quickly defeat those fen-sucking muck-savages and be back home by Christmas. Huzzah!
Huzzah! Godspeed, my lord.
Yeah, that was easy. Had not to guess, coordinate, so it was kind of simple. The Irish are idiot, drunkards, thus easy to vanquish. We English would make jest about the Irish if these were not so. Hopefully you're wrong. I don't want your success with narcissistic.
Though our hero Simon Foreman's not a Catholic, he disapproves of Mary for her views, they make him sick. But pray he does not tell her lest she punch him in the punch him in the
Yes, those songs are so good. He disapproves of Mary for her reviews. They make him sick, but pray he does not tell her lest she punch him in the Let's see what this woman has to say. I think I actually quite low with her. Don't recall her last consultation. Let's see.
Good day, Mistress Payne. How may I help you this day?
Blessed day, Dr. Foreman. I am just come from taking my niece to visit Rochester Cathedral. Thomas Blogg is the cathedral's dean, I believe. Know you of Dean Blogg?
Aye, I know something of him.
What? Under the sound is not coming.
Verily, that
Okay.
man is a model to us all. Under his stewardship, the cathedral's decadent furnishings have been stripped
indeed?
away.
How
He has
very
even
interesting.
replaced the silver candlesticks with
God-
What is happening?
Such
but what
pious
is it that brings
modesty
you
in
this
the
day?
sight. Before I begin upon my business, Dr. Foreman, I must insist you acknowledge your failings. You were most wrong
What?
to frighten me with these notions of England being
Oh,
invaded
yes,
by the
I was wrong.
Spanish.
Ah, yes, that. Though, to be fair, I do not think anybody could have predicted the storm that sunk the Spanish ships. It was most unexpected.
And we must give thanks to God for the divine vengeance he wrought upon the heretics. I did hear that by morning our beaches were verily littered with the corpses of Spanish sailors. Praise be to the Lord, his glory to behold.
Yes, praise be. But all the same, you seem anxious this day, Mistress Payne. What is troubling you?
Indeed, I am troubled, Dr. Foreman. I fear for the Queen's health. Everyone is saying that as she is exceeding old, she is soon to die.
Ah, yes, I quite understand your feelings, madam. How we love our good Queen Bessie. Long may she reign. But will she? That is the question, is it not? For she cannot live forever, and when at last she does expire, we shall be stricken with such lamentation and grief.
Mayhap you, but not I. Elizabeth Tudor is naught but a sceptred whore, but still a whore who presides over the Church of England and keeps Rome at bay. And without an heir, who knows what manner of foreigner may succeed her when she dies? For all we know, he may flood the land with foul popery.
Foul popery? I take it you do not care for dried floral arrangements. But, madam, surely fresh flowers are more customary at royal funerals.
Did you not heed me, Mr. Foreman? I wish to know whether the English throne is safe from a Catholic successor.
Ah, yes, of course. Then let us consult the stars. Is our Queen's long reign in danger of ending soon? And if so, do we risk a Catholic succeeding her to the throne?
Dude, the game bugged really hard. That was weird. That's how the game was for me. That was my experience. So hopefully you all can understand. At least the subtitles. The subtitles were okay. But let's do this reading. I feel like I just want to say to her what she wants to hear. So anyway. The Queen's in love. Oh, I could create a plot around Robert and the Queen. Now I see that maybe I should have picked that answer. I don't know. An expected pregnancy will bring the. I should have picked. I should have picked the other option with Robert. Just to link those two, that would be fun. The Queen legacy is safe. Even if she dies, her successor will remain the head of Church of England and loyal to the Anglican faith. Corporation offered by a foreign country is not what it seems. This doubtless represents England's ally, King James of Scotland. Bonds between nations will be creatively disrupted with violence, and austerity will be imposed as a result. So, letter C. Okay, A is not an option. B. Even if she dies, her successor will remain the head of the Church of England and loyal to Anglican faith. This one is good for her. For I forgot her name, Mary. I think it's not. What about this one? Scotland. Bonds between nations will be creatively disrupted with violence, and austerity will be imposed as a result. Cooperation offered by a foreign country is not what it seems. This doubtless represents England's ally. I'm not so sure if I understand this. If the Queen's legacy is safe, this means that Catholics will continue to reign, right? But so this option is what you want to hear. I think this one says bad things will come to Catholics. But here, Church of England and loyal to the Anglican faith. So no, it's not the legacy of that queen. It's the legacy of all queens. Is that what it means? Because I think she's Anglican, Mary, I mean. I don't really care much about her. The commendation letter is still away, and that's very much luck. What will happen? What will happen? I don't know. I think I'm gonna choose this just to earn some points with her. Let's see.
The Queen's prognosis is good, madam. God will ensure she remains in health for some years yet. And when at last her majesty does expire, whomever succeeds her will happily take his place at the head of the Church of England. I may assure you that England will not revert its allegiance to the Church of Rome.
Praised be! To know that England shall remain safe from Satan's earthly servants is well indeed. Fare you well, and may God give you a blessed day, Dr. Foreman.
So I think actually the opposite's gonna happen. Every time I choose something for this woman, something opposite happens. Actually, happens quite often, especially with Thomas Blake and even Robert. So yeah, I'm out of luck. So I guess this woman should be sure of it. The weather is lovely this day. Mayhap I take my niece to the new cockpit in Vauxhall. She does so love to see the... I'm not gonna say this. I'm not gonna say this. I hope that this was a joke by the people who wrote this game. That was a good one. That was a good one. I'm not saying this because, you know, YouTube monetization and all, even though I may not be even monetizable at the point I'm publishing this video. But anyways, let's just make Mr. YouTube happy, right? And let's see the next querent. I don't even know who to guess anymore. As I always say, I want Emma to be here, just for her to be happy.
Lancelot more of noble more blood, much of it lately spilled in the mud. Had some different choices been made, might Lancelot have been spared from the blade.
I don't stand this guy anymore. Please go away. He had like a lot of consultations recently. At least it's going fast. Let's see what problem he has now. What woman he will want to marry and don't want to marry anymore.
Good day, Mr. Moore. How fare you this fine Tuesday? On my word, you do not look well. Your face is very pale, and I detect a foul odor.
'Tis true, I fare not well, but there is no reason to be rude about it, Foreman.
Sir, I was merely expressing my concern. You appear stricken with fever, and, methinks, an infected wound.
I shall undo my breeches for you. There, do you see?
My, I do see. 'Tis a knife wound by the look of it.
The barber surgeon did stitch it up, but now it does ooze this noisome green stuff all over my fine linens. So I came to you.
And you were very right to do so.
I was, because I think it only fair that you fix it. After all, this is all your fault, Foreman.
My fault? Sir, I do not follow.
You told me I had nothing to fear from that wretched maiden's family when I broke off my engagement, but you were wrong.
Then I am most sorry for it. I gather the family did not take the news philosophically.
Verily, they did not. The maid herself wept, as is to be expected, but the father took it most violently. He called me an oath-breaking chudlord, whereupon he laid hands upon me and threw me out onto the street.
Indeed.
But 'twas not the end of it. For some weeks later, I was set upon by the maid's brother and his band of knaves. They left me for dead behind an alehouse. If I had not been discovered by the night watch, I might have died.
Sorry business indeed. I will have my manservant William clean your wound and apply a balm to it. But pray tell me more of your fever. How oft does it come?
Well, I did not have this fever yesterday, and I was well enough to go to church on Sunday. Oh, and to the theatre the day before. But Friday last, I was stricken abed with it.
Fever this day and Friday last. Now mayhap we consult the stars. What kind of fever has Lancelot Moore?
Well, I messed up with him. I think again. I think the reading I gave him last time wasn't bad. I think I could choose other things. I can't recall it. But let's see. what we have here. Moore struggled with quotation fever. It's caused by putrefied phlegm and occurs every day. Moore suffers from quartant fever. It's caused by putrefied bile and occurs every fourth day. Moore has the tertian fever. It is caused by putrefied choler and it hurts every third day. I think it's this one. He said, as far as I can remember, he said like he went to the funeral one day, the other day, and he did other things, and the third day it struck him. I think it's this. I think that's it. Don't even need to think too much about it. Let's go.
You have the tertian fever, a fever that comes every 3 days. It causes rigor and vomiting, headache, and a sharp heat that runs throughout the body. First, William will bleed you.
God's breakfast. Do you not know your numbers, Foreman? As I did expressly tell you the last time I had this fever, 'twas Friday. Tuesday is 4 full days after Friday, not 3. Oh, yea, verily, there are times when I do not think you pay sufficient heed to what I say, Foreman.
Yeah, I missed it. I don't care about you. I don't care. I honestly don't care. I mean, I thought I was right just by one day. But imagine, like, one day of difference. People weren't so tolerant back then, right? I just missed a little bit, just a little bit. If he was like, "Hey, it's not 3 days, it's 4," I would be like, "Oh yes, you're right. I misinterpreted what you said. Just let me check it all again." Anyways, mayhap Foreman is grown deaf, for indeed what age he must be, all of blah blah blah. Don't care about you.